Are you tired of pouring every spare moment into your nonprofit only to see donations barely trickle in? You're not alone. Google it. Over 75% of small nonprofits struggle with inconsistent funding, leaving leaders like you stuck in survival mode. So if you've ever lain awake at night wondering how you're going to keep the lights on, or dreamed of finally having the resources to do what you need to do, stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to share a proven system that has helped build reliable funding streams, take charge of fundraising efforts, and most importantly, it's going to give you breathing room to focus on what truly matters, your mission. But first, let's talk about the big mistake that a lot of newer nonprofits make and how it's holding you back. So many nonprofits unknowingly fall into this trap, and that's bouncing from one fundraising idea to the next without a clear strategy. One day it's a raffle, the next it's an event or a Facebook post asking for donations. You're hustling nonstop, but it feels like you're spinning your wheels, barely moving forward. The problem with this approach is it's unpredictable. You're consistently scrambling, never knowing where the next dollar is coming from. It's exhausting. It's keeping your nonprofit stuck in survival mode. But what if you didn't have to do that anymore? What if you could stop chasing random ideas and start following a proven system that works? So I'm Joanne Toller, a certified fundraising executive, and yes, that's a real thing. I've spent the past 30 years helping nonprofits just like yours raise money. So I've been a speaker, presenter, author, educator, which is basically code for I've seen and done it all when it comes to nonprofit fundraising. So trust me when I say there is a way to move from unpredictable fundraising to a system you can actually rely on. I've proven it with tons of clients and students, and today I'm going to share the framework with you, and that is my ARU method. It's a simple but powerful three-step approach: how we acquire new donors, retain them for the long haul, and upgrade them into those big gifts for your cause. By plotting out the stages and strategies for ARU fundraising, you'll stop scrambling for last-minute ideas and start building real connections that lead to sustainable growth without all that overwhelm. This isn't about throwing more spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. It's about taking control of your fundraising with a clear, reputable system that works for you, no matter the size of your nonprofit or your budget. And the best part is not just about raising money, it's about creating a community of supporters who truly believe in your mission and want to see you succeed. So let's dive right into step one, acquiring donors, where it all begins. Too many nonprofits approach donor acquisition as a numbers game, blasting out social media posts or sending cold emails, hoping anyone will toss a few bucks their way. But successful donor acquisition isn't about begging for donations. It's about finding people who believe in your mission and want to be part of your story. So here are some of my top tips for starting strong. And that's start with your why. People don't give to organizations, they give to stories that move them. Not just your mission statement, but the emotional core of why you exist. What's the story behind your nonprofit? Why does your work matter? When you share that authentically, you'll connect with people on a deeper level. Next is focusing on your existing relationships. Begin with those closest to you. So your board members, your volunteers, your existing supporters. Ask them to introduce you to their networks or even make suggestions. Personal connections build trust far faster than cold outreach ever could. And increase your visibility. Show up where your audience is already hanging out. Share impact stories on social media, speak at local events, collaborate with community influencers, and host behind the scenes moments. Also, be specific in your asks. A vague "please donate" is easy to ignore, but something like "your $50 provides a week of meals for a local family" makes the impact clear and personal. Give people a reason to give. And finally, never stop learning. Pay attention to what works, listen to feedback, and stay curious. Keep watching videos like this one and explore new strategies that focus on acquiring new donors. Maybe when you're ready, consider investing in professional fundraising training. It'll actually upskill and take you to the next level. Honestly, my training can be a bit expensive, but there are cheaper workshops and courses out there. Heck, I'll even share some suggestions with you based on your budget if you are serious, because I do want to see you succeed, and it really does take professional training. Now let's move on to step two, retaining donors, where the real magic happens. Did you know that nonprofits lose an average of 60% of donors after their first gift? And imagine the impact if you could cut that in half, or better yet, keep donors coming back year after year. So how do we fix this? First, we practice meaningful gratitude. So skip the generic thank you email with the tax receipt and instead make your gratitude personal. A handwritten note or a quick phone call can go a long way in keeping donors emotionally connected. And stay connected year-round. Don't wait until you need something to reach out. Share impact stories, send a monthly newsletter, post photos, and keep them in the loop with real human updates. The goal is to keep donors invested in your mission, even when they're not actively giving. And tell stories, not just stats. Yes, numbers matter, but it's the stories that stick. The stories of the rescued animal or a newly housed family reminds donors of why they gave in the first place. Bring them back to the heart of your mission. And finally, involve them. Invite your donors to be part of your journey, whether it's through volunteering, taking a tour, attending events, or even offering their insights. Retaining donors is all about building an eye-opening relationship where they feel like valued members of the community, not just a funding source. Upgrading donors. This isn't about twisting arms for bigger checks. It's about inviting loyal donors to play a bigger role in your mission. So acknowledge their loyalty. If a donor has given multiple times, recognize that commitment. Make sure they know how valued they are and the impact they've helped to create. And show them what's next. People are motivated by vision. Invite them to sponsor a specific project, join a special leadership circle, or attend exclusive events. Show them how their continued support can create even greater change. I personally love asking for matching gifts as a way to upgrade donors. Matching gifts are a powerful motivator for other donors while showing your major donors that they're true partners in your mission's growth. And above all, remember this. Upgrading donors is a conversation, not a transaction. Listen to their motivations, share the impact of their contributions, and invite them to become the heroes in your story. Now, let me share a couple of quick success stories from nonprofits like yours as an example, and maybe you can steal their ideas. So take Lakewood University. They were starting from scratch with 0 donors. In just 1 month after doing a program, they raised $30,000, all by leveraging their networks. And then there's Preston from Great Rally Cleanup. For years, he was juggling everything solo, marketing, operations, volunteer coordinators, you name it. After applying the ARU method, he secured enough donations to hire a paid staff member. Now, instead of scrambling every day, he can focus on the bigger picture. That's the power of having a plan. These are just 2 examples of how the ARU method can transform your nonprofit from struggling to sustainable. So if you're serious about leveling up your nonprofit and making a real impact, click the link below to schedule a call. Together we'll figure out if my program's the right fit for you. And if it is, bam, you'll be on your fast track to building a fully funded nonprofit with the confidence to match. And if we are out of your budget or you're not quite ready, you can still start applying what we've talked about today. I've linked a video on the most common mistakes nonprofits make, so feel free to check that out and dive into my other tutorials. And remember, your nonprofit has the power to make a lasting impact, and you have everything it takes to lead with confidence and purpose. Your mission matters, and you've got this. So with that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a strategy to help your nonprofit grow and thrive. And see you next week.